Okay, so I'm making my Norman kit, and one of the parts is the male reinforce here in front of the chest. So I'm gonna show you in this video how I'm doing it. Um, First of all, I already did make the male. It's all 4-in-1, no expansions, no contractions, no fancy stuff. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna degrease it. And the method I'm using I stole from Knight Errant. It's I'm gonna use the degreasing agent mixed with some water. Then I'm gonna hose it down with water, and then I'm gonna dry it as fast as possible. So yeah, just like in the video by Knight Errant, you take your mail and you just put it in, and then squeeze all the degreasing agents in between the rings. Here I'm using a 2-to-1 ratio of degreasing agent to water. Hi Bella. Okay, next up, spray it down with some water. So I sprayed it off under the tap, and now I'm drying it on the radiator. So next step is to make the leather work for the edges of the nail. What I'm using is an old barbecue skirt. Yes, skirt. As you can see, it says barbecue, but it's genuine leather, and that's what we're going for. Now I'm gonna make more for my male harbor. More strips of leather to go underneath the under end of the hauberk and around the neck and such. So I'm gonna want to use one general width of the leather work. So to accomplish that, I'm gonna use one piece of wood. This will be the width for all the pieces of leather I'm gonna cut. I am gonna start with just a small bit, just the length of that nail piece I got there. So if it's not wide enough, then I can also adjust it later, and I won't have wasted so much of this precious leather. Now the tools I'm gonna use, of course, is the piece of wood over here. Gonna have to use a placemat, because else you're gonna scratch everything. I'm gonna use this one. This is specially made for cutting leather. It's a very useful tool, very safe to use. Now I'm gonna have to make holes to attach the thread, to attach it to the leather. You can use this, but I believe it'll make too narrow gaps between the holes, so I'm gonna use these tools. I'm gonna use this one primarily. I like the spacing between, so to actually prick the holes, yes, prick the holes, yeah, I'm gonna use this one. I don't know what it's called in English. We call it a drevel or preem. Even my Dutch is sounding English now. And if you want to make the edges a little bit nicer, use this one, and afterwards you can use this one. So let's get started. As you can see, I'm not the best leather worker yet, but it does the job right. That's all that matters. So now I'm gonna try to see if if I can nicen up the edge a bit. I'm not gonna try it. It's too thin to make it really worth my while. Now, to prick the holes. This is just to indicate where the holes will be. Now, as this is just the test phase, this is for me enough for now. I'll first look at how it looks on a male. I will attach it using this thick linen thread. And it'll look like this on the edge. This seems quite well actually. So yeah, I'll wait for the mill to dry and then I will be starting. Okay, so now the mill is dry. I'm first gonna use a little bit of oil so it won't rust in the near future. As most people that have experience with mail know, it does rust quite quickly. I can already see some spots forming. So what am I gonna use? Well, I'm not gonna use WD-40 or Ballistol because in my experience it will stain too much on the clothing underneath. So I'm gonna use something new for me. We'll see if it works out well. This is linseed oil, if I'm correct about it. Lijnzaadolie. I looked up how mail was preserved in those times, what they used, and this was one of those things. So I'm gonna use it, apply it lightly on the mail, and then we'll see in the near future if it works out well. Now, I have to say, it smells like fish. Really odd. But it does feel very greasy now, so that's a good thing. Now, on to trying to attach this. I am gonna use a thinner piece of thread for it. Still linen. Don't ever use cotton, because cotton is way too weak for this kind of thing. Now, let's get it on. Okay, so now I notice that how I'm putting it on, there will be a lot of gap between the edge of the leather and the mail itself. So I'm gonna, instead of attaching it to the first row, I'm gonna attach it to the second row. Okay, so as you can see, this is quite a lot of work, even with the easiest stitching method. But as I'm looking at it, there's not a lot of air anymore between the edge of the leather and the mill itself. So I think this is a good way to attach this to the mill. So behind the scenes I will continue this because it's obviously a big project to finish, even though it's just so small. It takes a lot of time. I will make more videos about the Norman kit in the future, and you will see it again attached to the mill Harburg. Then I'll try to use the thicker string, because I don't think this is strong enough to keep it all together. And I will post a complete kit video, naming it 11th Century Norman Knight, where you can see all the progress I've made in making my Norman kit. So as for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.